looking at a thing of beauty. Very excited. All right, I wanted to hop on here real quick because A, I'm trying to do 2 videos, trying to pump it out, keep the consistency going, you know? And then 2, we had a little movement on getting this whole room, which I know it is an absolute wreck right now, but getting this whole room finished. So this TV that I just talked about a second ago, this TV used to be in our foyer. And basically what we had is our live stream for pre-service, all of that, if we hosted, whatever, was sent to that TV. It had audio going to it and all that, but we changed to the 3 TVs, the 3 vertical TVs. And so all our content goes on there instead of needing something else with audio in the foyer. So we've been needing to get that TV down for a while. And finally this week, we had some movement where we got it down and now it's sitting here on the ground, waiting to be hung. So just a little update. I would imagine, I could be completely flawed on this, but I would imagine that come next month, I will have the TVs mounted up on the wall and I can start kind of getting the stuff over that isn't detrimental to the service. So let me give a brief little, basically, I've showed this before, but we have these 2 TVs right here and they are really not used from the technical director's standpoint as of now. So that TV and that TV have a multi-view on them and I've showed it in the past. So we can get by with taking those out of that room, going ahead and mounting them on this wall, on that wall, so that way we can actually start getting to a place where we'll move out here. And I was kind of doing some like measurements and all that, trying to figure out like how wide, because essentially the studio will be probably about this line right here will be where the studio starts. And obviously we have, I mean, it's just a mess, but this will be all studio space. Like this will be a set. So you punch in, boom, you have a set right there. You can have a set here. I've shot here. This is literally my set from the previous video. It'll be, I'm excited because it actually feels like it's coming together and it actually feels like things are actually moving. My biggest pause on why it's been so long for all of like this setup is because the floor track and the cables that are gonna be needed to be able to get all that stuff over here has kind of stressed me out. So we really haven't made a lot of like motion on it because I'm like, well, if there's gonna be cables strung about, like, I don't know that I wanna go ahead and just pull the plug on doing it. But now that the guys have come and taken this TV down, I'm really excited because it will go ideally right in the middle. Now it's a big TV. This may be like our producer multi-view TV, but that will go right in the middle. And then those 2 TVs in there, boom, will just get thrown up either like to the side stacked or one vertical so that we can see truly what's on iMag, because we vertical iMag in-house. So there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things that need to get like actually taken care of, but I feel like we're on a good pace to like actually get it done. So I really am excited. I'm really excited. I did have a video and I did this like top down shot where I like talked about cables and all that. I deleted all the footage the other day because I got like 2 minutes into editing it and I went, Dylan, you're not saying anything remotely like that makes sense. You're just talking about cables. Nothing's interesting about cables. There are creatives that could probably make cables pretty interesting. But I laid down on my back and said, cables. And then, yeah, it was stupid. But that's another thing. I will say that's another thing that I have to take into consideration is we've been having issues with cables breaking and just dated cables and not keeping up with the times. So needless to say, this project in here is really gonna take some brunt work. There are so many cables on this side over in that rat's nest that we just don't use anymore. We've had issues where on Sundays, cables just like are like too taut and they're not working. They're like glitching so many times. So to be able to actually make sure that every cable is brand spanking new, get it all pumped over here, get it all like done. I think like I said, I'm pretty excited. I hope that excitement's actually coming through because it's a good time. I'm actually like, we're actually moving forward. We're actually getting this room done. These tables, I'll give a little BTS of these tables. These tables are literally, that's a door. That is a door. So we went to Home Depot and found these doors and then bought legs off of Amazon, or no, they're IKEA. Bought just legs from IKEA and made the tables. And then our previous creative director, his wife came and just stained them. And so they work super well. We made the mistake actually of getting hollow body doors the first time. So they were light as a feather. We pull them out, we start getting them all, and they were the ricketiest? Is that a word? Ricketiest? They were atrocious. It was bad. So we had to go, I don't remember what we did with the doors, but we got these actual like solid body, and they're solid. Like they got some weight on them. So we may end up having to we have a bunch of extra ones. We may end up having to put a support in the middle just to give it some extra like oomph. But as of now, this is kind of our setup. Like I said, it's super, super dirty. A lot of like, dude, I found this box of just stuff the other day. And I was like, what in the world? I mean, look, an old lighting controller. There's like I found this too. There's like an old Mac like tower with monitors. Like guaranteed there's stuff on there. Guaranteed there's stuff on there that like dates back to the early 2000s. I'd say early 2000s, but it's crazy. We've had it's been time to clean out a lot of this stuff. So we've made good progress. This is kind of coming into an update video, but we've made good progress on there used to be a shelf here, cleared all that out. There's just a random rug, which I don't know that I'd even use that in this room, but it is coming together. I know it does not look the least bit like it. There's rocks. Why there's rocks in here, I'll never know, but we do have the ability, like I said, to do kind of some sets here and there. It's somewhat coming together. Green screen, I think I pulled some of that out the last video. It's coming together. Like I said, it's exciting. I really am excited to have like a studio space that anybody can come up and use, just have it ready to go. All they have to do is plug in a battery and go, and they have a full studio space. So I wanna get to that point because right now it's hard to schedule that. It's hard to get up here and be like, oh, hey, we need this video done, and I'm working, I have stuff all week. This is the first time I've actually been able to come up to the church and knock something out. And it's mainly getting the TV. They got it down, and so I needed to come up here and make sure the cables were all in the wall, all that. So it can kind of get crazy. Schedules are busy. So it's nice to be able to have something where somebody can just come and press record and just go and not have to worry about somebody being up here and whatnot. So I feel like the space will come together. It really will. I'm looking forward to it. I think hopefully by Christmas, we'll be fully in the space and it'll be a whole new ball game. We can actually start decking out the walls with stuff and all that. And maybe, just maybe, pray about it, but the tape that's been on there since we painted it about a year ago can finally come down. That's probably more out of laziness. So anyway, that's a little update video. Tonight's midweek, so I'll be shooting some stuff tonight, just kind of back to the usual of doing some service stuff. So if you enjoyed anything, I know this is a brief update video, it doesn't really matter, but I'm a nerd when it comes to some of this stuff, so I'll nerd out and I'll tell you till the rooster crows 3 times or whatever Peter failed at. But yeah, so if you like anything, like the video, comment any questions that you have about anything. And I'm serious, down to what lights do you use, down to anything like that. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to help out any way I can and kind of just build this community together. So I will see you in the next one. I'll be shooting some stuff tonight. Love you all. Have a good week. Peace.